So let's move to the story now. Former US President Donald Trump will have his day in court tomorrow. He's been indicted on over 30 charges. The indictment is sealed, but it's reported to contain counts related to hush money apparently paid to porn star Stormy Daniels in 2016. Now, this marks the first time in US history that a current or former president has faced criminal charges. Let's get the very latest from our New York correspondent, William Denselow. William, thank you so much for joining us. I wonder if you could just explain, what is it likely to happen tomorrow? What is expected?
Well, essentially, Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, is set to be arraigned, which essentially means he is to be processed and booked here in the United States. What we can expect is that he will arrive at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan tomorrow, where he'll have to have his mugshot taken, his picture taken. He's expected to be fingerprinted. And of course, the question is whether he'll be handcuffed or not during that process. According to Donald Trump's lawyers, he will not be. Of course, he will have the Secret Service with him in tow. Then there'll be the official judge's hearing. So Donald Trump will hear exactly the indictment against him. So we'll get the first chance to see what exactly these charges are. Of course, it's been reported that there are over a couple of dozen of these charges against Donald Trump, of course, believed to be associated with alleged hush money payment to Stormy Daniels by his then fixer, Michael Cohen. There's been some reporting about whether there'll be a felony charge included in these charges against the former president, but of course we won't find out exactly what those charges are until Donald Trump is on court on Tuesday. Then Donald Trump is expected to head back to Mar-a-Lago, his home in Florida, where he's expected to then address the public later on Tuesday evening.
Talk to us about how this could impact on his aspiration for a second term as president. We know that he's announced he wants to campaign for the 2024 elections.
Well, essentially, the fact that he has been indicted and these proceedings are moving forward does not mean that Donald Trump will be in any way ruled out from running for the office of the president. And of course, significantly, it's important to add that what we've seen in the 48 hours since the indictment was announced on Thursday, Donald Trump managed to raise over $5 million for his campaign fund. So that really gives you a sense of how potentially the former president might use this indictment and these charges against him to help further fuel and embolden his support base that, of course, you can see behind me that have gathered here on Fifth Avenue to support the president. Of course, Donald Trump is expected to return to his primary New York address here at Trump Tower in the next hour or two. Of course, Donald Trump took no time after the indictment was announced to say that it was politically motivated, and once again reiterated not only that he denies the charges, but says this is a conspiracy to thwart his efforts to regain the keys to the Oval Office.
You did explain a little earlier, William, that we're likely to see full details of the charges only tomorrow. But talk to us about some of the key personalities in this. Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, chief among them, he's the one who said he was asked to pay the hush money.
That's absolutely right. At the time, Michael Cohen was Donald Trump's fixer / legal representative. Now, it's alleged that Michael Cohen made this payment of $130,000 to Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. Prosecutors have been building a case as to whether that was hush money to keep the porn star Stormy Daniels quiet before the 2016 election. They are also building a case that he allegedly labelled these as legal expenses, business expenses, while in fact, of course, they alleged that it was used as a hush money payment. So, of course, all eyes will be on whether there are investigations into whether this was a violation of campaign financing. Of course, we'll know further details, as you rightly mentioned, Sally, on Tuesday when the indictment is officially unsealed to the public. Of course, very important to reiterate again that Donald Trump has long maintained that he has never had an affair with Stormy Daniels and denies any kind of misdeeds when it comes to business expenses or anything of that kind. And his legal team has been very quick to point the finger that Michael Cohen has himself been convicted in the past in association with these payments, and they are essentially trying to paint a picture that he's not to be trusted as a credible witness.
Certainly going to be interesting times tomorrow. Thank you so much. That's our New York correspondent, William Denselow.